because I had promised to clean my room and I hadn't. And a feeling of frustration rose inside of me, and a question came in my head. Why do I need to work? And fast forward a few years, I was in my college, and it was a fine Sunday morning, and me and my friends were making some plans to go and watch a blockbuster movie of that time. And we were all excited and planning which show to go, and my eyes fell on my study table, and it was filled with notes and question papers, and I suddenly realized that I have to submit a project in 2 days. And the same feeling of resistance rose inside me, and the same question, why do I have to work? And look at me now, I'm 47. From the moment I get up in the morning to the time I have to go back to sleep, I am working. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it's as if work never leaves my life. And it is as if that I'm always working. And the same question comes in my head. Why do I have to work? But as an adult, I have realized that this is a pseudo question. Even though it sounds very meaningful, but it ignores a very fundamental truth that work and action is something that is ingrained in human life. And we cannot escape work, we cannot escape action, but torture that we experience while doing that work is always our choice. Because work is mandatory, but the stress that we feel while doing that work is always optional. But look around you. Everywhere that you see, you will see that work and stress goes hand in hand, almost like conjoined twins. And you will also see that somewhere along the way, we have all accepted that stress is normal. And not just normal, almost impressive. People wear stress as a badge of honor. You know, people will talk about, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I have hardly time to breathe. I'm so busy. And we have somehow accepted that being stressed is a price that we pay for being successful, for being productive. And today I want to question that. Today I want to show you that the weight we carry because of our work is always our choice, because it is our relationship with work and our experience with work that defines the stress. And so, work is mandatory, but stress is optional. Introduction, I am Mahima Grover, and I'm a trained yoga teacher and a meditation and a life coach from India. I am also a Bachelor of Pharmacy graduate, and I have around 8 years of experience in the corporate learning and development space. And whatever I'm going to share today with you here is from my structured training and lived experiences. Whatever stress that you experience in your life today, I want you to look at it from a different eye after this presentation, and I want to see you guys leave with a different perspective about your relationship with work. Okay, let's come back to that single question that always came into my head. Why do we need to work at all? And why is it that work is unavoidable, and why does it create stress? Okay, let's look at this. I'll tell you why we have stress. Is because we are blessed to have a thinking mind, and we are cursed because of our endless desires. Does that make sense? We are blessed with a thinking mind and cursed with endless desires. What I mean by that is that because we have a thinking mind, it gives rise to awareness. And because of that awareness, we have desires in our life. Desire to be different from and better than what we currently are. Okay? Desire to be different from and better than what we currently are. So we are aware of our needs, our goals, our responsibilities, everything we are aware of. And with that awareness comes desire. There is an innate desire in all of us. The first and the foremost desire is the desire to live, right? We don't want to die. We all want to live for as long as possible. So the desire to live and survival is the first and the foremost motivating factor that you all have. And so for that, what do? We go to work, we have a 9-to-5 job, or we have part-time jobs. We know we have to work. because we have to earn money. Why do we have to earn money? Because every day you get up with a empty stomach, right? And the rent, the electricity, it always needs money, right? So we need money, we have to go to work, but yet we complain about it, right? We know that we have to work, and yet we are stressed when we are doing that work. The second most important reason why we need to work is because of the role we play in our lives. You know, you might be a parent, you might be a team member, you might be a boss. Because of the role that you play in your life, it comes with certain duties, it comes with certain responsibilities that you have to do, and you cannot escape it. You have to do those tasks, and yet you complain about it. And yet we talk about how stressful our lives are because we have certain duties, because I have to make lunch for my family, or I have to prepare the report, or I have to fill the taxes. Everything is a stress for me in my life. And the third most important thing, let's not talk about it here, it needs another community speech. Growth. We need to do certain actions for our own very growth, you know. We need to grow in our lives. We need to achieve things. We want to create things. We want to take actions for better health. We want to cook nourishing food. But everything is so stressful because the first step in itself is so stressful. I am not able to bring myself up to that level to take that first step. So, when everything is stressful, everything is a compulsion in my life, be it a survival task, be it a duty task, be it a growth task, everything we do in this life because there is a compulsion to do it, because we have to do it and I don't want to do it. What I'm trying to do here is, I want you guys to look at this very simple graph. Whatever task comes in your life, whatever work comes in your life on a day-to-day basis are important tasks. Okay, they are all aligned to either your survival, your growth, or your duty. But none of those tasks I like, right? Because I have such high standards of likes and dislikes. I dislike literally everything in my life, right? And because I dislike everything in my life, stress is always there with me. If you look at this particular first quadrant wherein there are the tasks which are important and the tasks that you like, well, that is where I want to stay all of the time. Or I would rather stay in this zone, doom scrolling, doing the tasks that are unimportant but are pleasurable. But mind you, the tasks that I'm talking about, they are the tasks mostly in the procrastination zone. Why did I put the procrastination zone? Because we don't want to go there. We are always delaying those tasks. We are always making excuses, and we are waiting for those tasks to become urgent. And once they become urgent, that is when I act. And then we say, oh, I'm so stressed. Right? See, do you see what's happening here? The stress is never in the task. The stress is never in the work. The stress is always here. It is always in your likes and your dislikes. And every time a task comes in front of you and you say, oh my God, I hate it, that is when stress begins. The task in itself does not bring any stress. So what you need to do is, any time that a task comes in your life, the first question you need to ask, is it important? And once you have decided that yes, it is important for me and I need to do it, the second question becomes irrelevant, whether you like it or not. Okay? Just do the task, because if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And you have to do it, period. And if you say no to the task, let's say you say, oh, I don't want to do the task, irrespective of whether it is important or unimportant, you have the choice. Say no to it, fully release it. When I say fully release it, put it down. Because the way half work creates stress, in a very similar fashion, half renunciation creates stress. So when you let go of a task, take a deep breath in, close your eyes, decide in your head, I have let it go, don't look back. Right? Now you have no right to cry that, oh, I'm not getting the right results, I am facing the consequences. Any action, done or undone, will come with consequences. And once you have let go of a task, you have to leave it. Okay? And okay, so you have decided that you have to do a task. Even though you dislike the task, you're still doing it. Right? Watch what happens in your mind. In your head, there will be a non-stop commentary going on. You will be saying, oh my God, how I hate this life. How I hate this task. Why am I stuck doing this here? Look at that person, oh my God, he has the best life ever. I am stuck in my life. And that is again a source of stress. The work itself is not creating the stress. Again, I'm repeating, the work that you're doing, the body is working and you're doing the work, is not creating the stress. It is your mind and your commentary that is creating the stress. So what do you have to do? This is a very simple technique. You do your work with utmost concentration and attention. Let me give you an example. Let's say you hate folding laundry. Not you, this is my example. Apparently, laundry will never leave my life. So I hate folding laundry, but I have to do it. Because if I do not do it, as Hazel told us, I'm going to drown in the clothes that I currently own. So I hate doing laundry. So when I do laundry and I know that I hate it and I watch the commentary that is going in my head, the running commentary, oh, I hate it, why do I have to do it? Why do we wear so many clothes? Why do clothes get dirty? Blah, 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 blah. I start the work. I start folding the laundry. And I watch how my hands are moving. I watch how am I breathing. I watch how my body feels within me. And it is like meditation in motion. I watch my mind, but I do not engage with the mind. I watch the resistance, but I do not question the resistance. I continue doing the work. And lo and behold, the laundry is folded. So anytime that you are doing a task that you dislike, do the task, irrespective of whether you like or dislike it. Once you're doing the task, do it with utmost concentration and attention and skill. Watch the commentary, do not engage with it. So your stress is coming from the resistance of your mind, and the resistance of your mind is because of your likes and dislikes. Have you ever wondered where you got your likes and dislikes? When did you come up with these likes and dislikes? Did you sit down, looked at your life and said, okay, let's make a list. These are the things I like, these are the things I dislike. Actually, all your likes and dislikes are actually very, very random choices that you picked up very early in life. Let me give you an example. A child sings a song freely. Someone comes in and says, you missed a note there. I don't think you're singing very well here. That's it. The child decides that I don't like singing. Or a high school student struggling with math with one impatient teacher, and that student will decide I hate maths. And that one choice will decide his career choices in the life. So your likes and dislikes are not well thought out conclusions, mind you. These are very random emotional reactions that you have picked up by the age of 8 or 10. And we never question our likes and dislikes. We continue living our lives as per this old script. And you will be wondering who gave me this script, because I did not write this script. So the question here is that should I have likes and dislikes? Yes, you will always have likes and dislikes because you are a human being. It is in the very biology of your existence. But the point here, what I'm trying to make is that your likes and dislikes should not decide whether you will or will not do a task. If a task is important, you will do it, irrespective of your mind's preferences. And once you have started the task, you will continue doing the task until you finish the task. Okay, so let's say you have done all of these things. You have picked up a task, irrespective of your likes and dislikes, you're doing it. Okay, Zen mode, right? Actually, your mind has another trick up its sleeve. Expectations. Once you do your job, every human being expects some results after doing the job. Your mind expects certain results out of the job, out of the task. So if you make a nice dinner for your family, you want appreciation. If you make a report, you want reward and recognition from your team. So every human being expects something out of the task, and when you do not get your desired results, stress, right? So let's kind of remember what all steps you need to do. You do your job. You do not listen to your mind while you're doing the job. And once you do the job, you do not expect results. Now, that is not possible, right? You might be thinking, how is that possible? Right? How is it that I do a job and I don't expect results? Let me tell you why. Because results are never under your control. Okay, I'll repeat it. Results are never under your control. No matter what you do, you cannot control the results. The only thing that you can control is the action part. And once you do the action, the results are always dependent on other people, circumstances, timing, systems, and plain unpredictability. All of these things not in your control, right? So when something is not in your control and you are stressing over it, will not change the situation. Right? This is all a mental performance that we do for ourselves and for people around us. Okay? We show, oh my God, I'm so stressed. Oh my God, I'm so worried about the results. It's just a mental performance. The result is not going to change. So you do your job with utmost attention. You forget about the results because you've already done your best while you were doing the job. That is where your energy should go. So all these rewards, results, recognition, appreciation, all these expectations, yes, you can have. You can still think about them, but they are not under your control. And so, if you don't get this, it should not stress you because it is not under your control. As simple as that. And in spite of doing everything, ladies and gentlemen, stress will still come in your life. Right? Because deadlines will not ask your permission. And other people around you, they will behave the way they want to behave. So stress will always be an integral part of your life. So when stress is an integral part of your life, the only thing that you can do is to manage your body, your nervous system, and your mind. Every day, you have to reset and recover your body. And these are one of the many ways that you can do. You can spend some time with yourself. You can spend some time in nature. Go out for a walk if it is sunny outside and the weather is good, of course. Or you can pick up some hobby, something that gives you joy. You can go ahead and do some yoga or some breathing. And if you do decide that, the MFX studio is where you can come. So let me just kind of cover everything and let's just talk about the main points. You do your task irrespective of your preferences. You do the task based on whether it is important or not. The second, when you start doing the job, do it with utmost attention and skill, meditation in motion. Do not engage with your mind, do not listen to your mind. Once you have done your best effort, forget about the results because the results are not in your hand. And every day, take out some time for recovery and reset. Some time for yourself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, work was always mandatory, but stress is optional. Thank you.